Welcome to episode 43 of the CLG Faithful podcast. I'm your host, Nefarious. Joining me, as always, my co-host.
What's up, guys? I'm Artrin.
How you been?
I've been really good, man. Really good. I actually met someone cool the other night.
Really?
Yeah. So I was at Twitch Vancouver meetup and sitting in the bar there and chatting away with a fellow streamer that I recognized. And I'm chatting him up, and, I happen to mention Monster Hunter. And he goes, oh, he loves Monster Hunter too. And it's, I guess, his buddy sitting next to him. And I'm like, all right on, man. And, after a few minutes, the guy turns around, and we start chatting about Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter World and whatnot. And then we exchange business cards. Now, he hands me his, and it's on one side. And it's got his name on it. His name's Scott Hellier. Now, initially, I didn't clue in. And then I flipped it over, and I happened to see the logo. And I saw Tomorag. And I was like, wait. I did a double take at the card, and then I did a double take at him. I met Tomorag, the partnered CLG streamer. In Vancouver. He actually is from BC. He's from Penticton, apparently. And I chatted to him for a good 2 hours on Saturday night. He is an amazing person, and he had nothing bad to say about CLG as an org. He actually mentioned many times that it felt like being part of a family, and I thought that was pretty cool.
And you can confirm you're not being paid to say that?
I can confirm I'm not being paid to say that. CLG, if you want to pay me to say things like that, I won't say no. I love you.
All right. That's actually pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I did not know he was in Vancouver or even a BC native. And running into him and just talking to him for like 20 minutes, thinking he was a pretty cool individual, and then finding out that it was Tomorag and he's a really easy guy to talk to. It's fantastic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So to give a rundown for this week, we're going to cover some stuff that happened in Smash. Not too much, actually. Just one major event. And then we're actually going to go over some of the crazy little roster swaps happening in League. It's off-season. The rumor mill is in full swing.
Oh, boy, is it.
And, yeah, we'll give all the rundown of all the CLG-related stuff. Maybe some of our former boys. What's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Actually, today's the 20th. Tomorrow is the start of the free agency, which means a lot of the rumors that we go around, a lot of them will probably be actually announced or confirmed or denied by the time this podcast is out.
Yes.
So maybe we can make a few predictions and see what we got right or wrong.
I think we can do that.
All right. So let's start off Smash. What happened?
Yeah, so our boy SFAT was at the Super FamiCon 2017 tournament. He was there solo, but he did end up pairing up with Lucky to compete in doubles. Other notable attendees here were Mango, Nun, and La Luna, and Westballs. H-Box, Hungry Box, was actually there, but he was only doing commentating, and he actually did a really good job at it. If he ever retires and decides to get into commentary, I think he'll do really well, at least for Smash. Anyways, SFAT starts off in singles. That's where we'll start right now. And he dominated his pools. He 2-0'd Knight Dolaire. Then he beat Devman Walking and Tyro as well, 2-0. Into the winners, he beat down LSD 2-0. Into the top 24, though, he gave Tafakins a good run, and he crushed him 3-0. Kobol came next, and SFAT laughed as he 3-0'd him. No, he didn't actually laugh at him, but La Luna was SFAT's first challenge and actually taken into the losers bracket by him, taking him down 1-3. Knocked into the losers bracket, but not into the losers mentality. SFAT crushed Nun 3-1. Lucky, his doubles partner, was next and gave him a good run for his money. Fortunately, SFAT learned from his double partner, which had completed earlier in the day, and beat him 3-2. DizKid Boogie came up next, and SFAT smacked the Ice Climbers into submission 3-2. The Grand Finals was next. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, someone in CLG has finally made it to a finals in the last little while. Very good to see, and it's our boy SFAT. And because SFAT was coming up from the losers bracket, he had to beat La Luna. in 2 matches or 2 rounds. So in
Had to
match
beat him
1,
twice.
yeah, he had to beat him twice. In match 1, SFAT really put it on, taking a very convincing 3-1 win. Match 2 was up next, and wow, SFAT played his heart out in game 1. Down 1 stock to 3, he mounted quite the comeback, taking it to 1-1 stock, but he did ultimately get tipped by Laluna's Marth. Game 2 was also quite intense, both players reaching triple-digit percents on the first stock before Laluna took the first one. And back and forth stock trade that ensued, but unfortunately Game 2 went to Laluna again. Game 3, SFAT clearly had enough and start to put on the pressure. SFAT took Laluna down to 4 stocks to 1 before Laluna surrendered and SD'd himself to take it to game 4. Apparently, though, Laluna was not messing around and just needed that kind of mental reset. He's like, okay, this game, no, not doing it. Gets the mental reset. Laluna puts it on, coming out strong and takes SFAT down 2-4 really quick. SFAT did fight back though, evening it up 2-1. Then they each took a stock off one another, making it 1-1. Unfortunately, SFAT let Laluna offstage him and got stuck on the edge trying to recover versus a Marth, and that's just really tough to do, especially as a Fox. SFAT unfortunately couldn't do it and does fall to Laluna 1-3. That means that SFAT does finish Super FamiCon in 2nd place in singles, though, which is an amazing placing by our boy SFAT.
Yeah, and actually pretty fun finals to watch overall.
It was, like, the grand finals, like match 1 was pretty in favor of SFAT. It was a really good watch, though, like some high-level melee play. Laluna played his heart out, and actually in his post-game interview was basically like, I shouldn't have won that. I don't know what happened. He was so humble. I was amazed at how humble this guy is.
Luna back from a tournament. I think it was in Mexico or something.
Yeah, so he's La Luna / the Moon. Depending on where he's playing, sometimes depends on the name that he chooses. If it's a very English-centric one, then he'll be playing as the Moon. It may also be something that the tournament themselves makes him do. I don't know. But he's super humble, and he's like, oh, yeah, man, it's just like, I think they said he's like ranked 12 or 13, but he's like, I don't care what the rank is. All I care about is beating the top 5 guys. Like, if I can beat a top 5 guy, I feel good about my time there. And he's actually mad because Hungrybox had interviewed him, and he's like, why didn't you play? I wanted to beat you. he's like, I don't care about anyone else. I want to beat you. You're number 1. I want to play you and learn and beat you.
That's actually a great attitude to have.
It's a great attitude to have. He's like, I just want to compete. I don't care what my rank is. I want to compete, and I want to win. You can rank me as, number 10, number 32. The lower rank I am, when I beat you, the better it feels. So why don't you tell us about doubles?
So as we mentioned earlier, SFAT partnered up with Lucky to play some doubles. Don't know where PPU is, but hey, Lucky's there. So in their pools, they crushed Dirk-Q, Corgi, Mining Elf and Cold, Hi-Fi, and Beef Tip, all 2-0. Then they beat
Money Mike.
Mike and Dash, Money Mike and Dash, 3-0. Moving up, they go up against Luna and West Balls, and 3-0.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be a surprisingly strong duo, but hey, 3-0. I'll take it. Next up is Ty and Cool Ball. Not Coball, Cool Ball.
No, it's Cobol. It's only 1-0. It's Cobol. Kind of like the ore Cobalt.
I see you covering up that line. No.
There's just 1-0. Just 1-0.
All right. they beat them 3-0, and they move on to the winners finals. Next up is going to be Mango and None. And the outcome, 3-0. Just 3-0s all around.
Yeah.
They actually not drop a single set.
They didn't drop a single set in doubles.
Damn.
Not a single one. That's a hardcore duos right there. Maybe we should get CLG lucky. I don't know where Pew Pew is. He's been putting out videos. I've been seeing his videos, taking a quick look and stuff like that. I mean, I don't play Melee. Just something I'm not good enough to play Melee. But he puts out his videos, and I like to take a gander every now and then. But I haven't seen him actually competing, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, interesting that SFAT just seems to pair it with anyone and get at least to the finals every time.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
I think it's just SFAT has like a really good mentality for doubles, and Fox pairs well with just about anything. So
Sure.
it kind of works out in that way. Like Fox and Fox is a great pairing, right? So it's just like it's great. SFAT's amazing duos player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some League.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so we'll start things off with CLG. So we know that Darshan, Huhi, and Stixxay are all in.
Yep.
Darshan's contract with the team was going to last until 2018 season, the end of 2018 season. Huhi and Stixxay are not set to expire until the conclusion of 2019.
Yeah, so they're locked in for the next 2 years, which is pretty awesome, considering like how much development Huhi and Stixxay have both had in the last couple of years of kind of being part of CLG.
And Darshan's resurgence too can't be overlooked.
No, you can't. Like last season, he was definitely the MVP of CLG. I think him and Huhi like carried the living crap out of us completely.
It wasn't Dardoch?
Definitely not Dardoch.
So their 3 contracts were actually set to expire on Monday.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everyone's contract, I think, except for Zeke's, until like a few days ago, was still officially set to expire at midnight tonight. And so everyone's kind of the official news on the official League of Legends contracts Excel sheet is Darshan, Huhi, Stixxay, and Zeke's and Omar have continuing contracts already.
Right. Zeke's and Omar have contracts that will continue to. They need to renew anything. They go until 2019.
Yeah.
Now, Aframu, his contract, as far as I understand, it ends today.
Yeah.
He's been given a new. He's been given. Today is November 20th, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's been given a new offer from Counter Electric Gaming, and as far as we understand, he is exploring the free agency, just assessing his potential options.
Mm-hmm. And this is all still rumor as well.
Yes.
We'll
find out officially
none of this
tomorrow
has been confirmed.
anyways.
You know, I mean, he doesn't have to sign right away with CLG if he doesn't want to. If he wants to go the free agency route, that doesn't mean he can't come back to CLG if he doesn't get an offer he's looking for or a team that he's looking for. Like, you know, if he, say for whatever reason he thought he spoke fluent Korean and wanted to join SKT1, you know, and if he could do that, and he kind of wanted to see, hey, is that maybe an option? Because at this point, until their contract is up, no one can table an offer to you to join without first going through your organization.
I don't know why he'd go to SKT. I mean, they're going to be bought up by Steve anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it seems
but in the end, everyone gets bought out by Steve.
Everyone is hashtags paid by Steve.
Frickin'
Steve, man.
So, I actually think it's pretty smart, though. Go free agency, assess your options. If you get some crazy, ludicrous offer, then
you can't blame him
it
for
if you
money.
want to, or, you know.
Like, we don't know what he's making at CLG. I mean, CLG's not the richest organization. Now with MSG money, we definitely have a lot more to kind of put towards that kind of thing, I believe. But so does
everyone else.
But a lot of other teams do as well, right? So what's stopping say, paid by Steve, please God, Afromoon, no, you know, to offer him triple what he's making on CLG to join their team, right? Like, you would be stupid not to say yes to that.
I don't want him to leave. I would love to keep him.
I think Aframu is a key part of CLG, even if he's not. Even if he is not a main roster, if he is a sub, or just kind of like.
I think he's too good to be a sub. He's
no.
Way too good. The intangibles that he brings to the team are worth just so much.
It is, but I think. I would mean keeping him on as a sub, as a kind of a backup if he's like, I don't really want to play, but I know you need someone. Okay. You need the subs, and keeping my name there always gives you the option of like if you say you pick someone up, and it turns out to be
just like Hotshot. Just like Hotshot is our top lane sub.
Yeah. Hotshot is our top lane sub. That's never going to happen, but it is the we've
Actually,
seen the
I think it's
Hotshot
our
in the G.
I think it's our academy team,
and that's never good. At this point, it is.
Can
Hotshot
you imagine?
No longer...
Can you imagine if you put Hotshot in the GGs for academy team?
Oh, so I could see him being that and stepping back, mentoring a new support, a new ADC, because I mean we all know he used to play ADC before he got into playing support. And
man, he played that one game against what was it, Immortals?
Oh yeah, that's right. He did.
It was Immortals.
Yeah.
World wasn't ready, but
No, the world wasn't ready. I don't think he was either. But it could give him an option to stay with the team. Take a more of a mentor / coach route and be that kind of person who's going to raise up the rookies. Kind of like in hockey, a lot of the time you'll keep a really veteran defenseman and forward on the roster that maybe they're going to play like third or fourth line, but they're making bank because those guys are there teaching all the rookies how to not be an idiot playing the game. And so that is what Aframu could do in his, say he's like, I don't want to compete competitively anymore. However, I would like to be that mentor for the team. So stay on, get paid a salary to do that. Keep the name as well. I mean, Aframu CLG is like,
I mean, so you're saying essentially a unofficial coach / analyst, whatever have you.
Yeah. Like he could be on the team and part of the team as a CLG streamer as well as all that, right? If he didn't want to play.
He still wants to compete is my guess, but
I'm just saying that I think it gives him the option
to let him go anywhere else if he can match the offer. But
exactly.
I guess we'll go on to some of the other teams. Just quickly go over them.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the massive Twitter trolling that we've seen.
If anyone follows Doublelift on Twitter,
even Stixay was getting in on that, man.
All of them were.
They were all having a good time. At least it goes to kind of show that there's not as much animosity as some people made it out to be.
I think there was at the time, but not anymore.
Early there was at the time. They're like, "What the hell, man? Like you're shit talking." The team that
Doublelift posted two
life.
Pictures. One was just Rush Hour 3.
Yep.
The other was just the one of him in the trash.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that. That was he was in the trash in the CLG jersey, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And so a lot of rumors. Even there was the persources.gg article about how Doublelift and Biofrost were rumored to be joining CLG. That is...
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't see that.
Did they actually say CLG?
Yeah. It said they were in talks with CLG to rejoin for Doublelift to rejoin CLG. It was...
I mean, it's not out of the question, but...
No, but it's something that it's probably never gonna happen. But it was just like seeing that. It's like I've never heard of persources.gg before in my life. If it was ESPN, then I would be like,
Sven
okay.
And Mithy to TSM.
Yeah, it also did say Sven and Mithy, and that's I think what people thought was kind of like confirming the Doublelift Biofrost.
So they are no longer contracted to G2.
No, they have.
That is official on Riot's little contract.
Yeah, they have officially become free agents.
The other thing is that they might be getting Coach Song of Immortals and Rocks Tigers.
Yep. So that's also another pretty big rumor that's going around that TSM has signed Coach Song. I believe that was an ESPN article. So that one has a lot more of a kind of like a backing to the rumor. Because
it's basically a Jacob Wolf article.
Yeah. There's been a lot of kind of ESPN and Jacob Wolf stuff that, comes out and then, yep, it's correct. And everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And
the other big one I've seen tossed around is Mike Young is in, Sven Skaren is out, or Academy team, we're not sure, but
yep.
I can see that happening. If you're getting Sven and Mithy, you need another NA player.
You do, because then you don't get who was it? Yeah, because Sven is technically an import, isn't he?
Yep, he's
EU. So you couldn't have both Sven, Mithy, and Sven. God damn, how awful would be the comms of that, hey?
That'd be
Sven.
hilarious for casting.
It's like, and Sven. No, not Sven. Sven. It's like, wow, that would be difficult. I mean,
Can you imagine?
Even if Sven.
Put Nien back in top lane too. Just
Oh my god. Sven, and Nien. Oh, that would be the ultimate troll right
man,
there.
I miss Nien.
In that, I do too. Nien was pretty awesome. I miss him and Dexter. Dexter was also
Dexter
really
was cool too.
But it's great to see Dexter casting in EU.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, like I enjoy watching him cast in EU, and
All
right.
So
yeah,
let's move up to Cloud9.
Yeah.
So, Smoothie, I believe, confirmed on Twitter that he is remaining with Cloud9.
Yep.
Just that's all we
I
know.
believe
You would presume
that.
everyone else would stay except Impact. Interestingly enough,
Yeah.
he was rumored to have rejected SKT's offer,
Yeah.
and instead he's accepting to be paid by Steve.
But yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I could see SKT not offering him a lot of money, compared to what paid by Steve would do. Maybe there's a lot more money in NA. That's why all the Koreans come over here.
A lot more comfortable lifestyle too.
Yep, a lot more comfortable, way less stress. I mean, in
So
Korea, if you're on a
Licorice
Korean...
is rumored to be the top laner then, and not Ray.
Not Ray, huh? Crazy.
So, just going on quickly, Lemonation's a free agent, and Stunt is supposedly going to be the FlyQuest support.
Yep.
And Liquid, so Steve is trying out his 394-man roster.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you just have a rotating of every lane, no one knows what's happening next.
Well, you see, if you just buy out every player in the agency,
Yeah.
and every player, you can just run your own league.
You could
win that league. You can run your own worlds.
You could just literally, if you buy every player in LCS, you could
And
just
LPL and LCK.
yeah, you could just start TLCS, Team Liquid Championship Series, and then
hold on.
you
What
could
do you
just
think the S stands for in LCS?
what? Steve.
Exactly.
So it's the League of Legends Challenge Championships by Steve.
League of Legends Championship Steve.
Yeah.
Alright, so rumor has it that Liquid has bought the contracts for Pole Vaulter, Cody Sun, and Nick Smithy, and Anda.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an ESPN article, and it further mentioned that they mainly wanted Nick Smithy, and they bought Pole Vaulter and Cody Sun to essentially appease Immortals.
Oh yeah, because they just didn't want to give up one player.
Right, and Immortals has to get rid of their player contracts to make a clean exit.
Yep. Otherwise, it'll be kind of... I don't know what would happen, but it would be messy.
In the biggest shock of the season,
Yep.
Bjergsen staying with TSM.
What?
Yeah. I mean, Steve probably will try.
Steve probably sent him an offer like, I'll give you $5 more than Reggie. No. He'll give him 5.5 fucking K more than Reggie.
We're long past the point where that's relevant money anymore.
You just have to do it. You have to do it.
So the current known Team Liquid contracts, or I guess alleged contracts, are Impact and Lorlo for top lane, Ixmithy, Anda, Inori, Dardoch, Arc Second, and Rainover for jungle, Povelter, Mickey, Golden Glue for mid lane, Piglet, Cody Sun, Youngbin for jungle, Matt and Kongkwan for support. See, the two things that stand out to me. What is Steve getting? He's trying to get Impact. He's got Piglet. I hear Pumandu isn't with the team right now. Hear Bengi is not doing so hot right now. I'm just saying, slowly collecting all the pieces of Exordia.
Is like what's that? That's like what, 2014 SKT?
Pretty
World's
much.
Champs? Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
Wait, was that 2013, 2014?
2013 or 2014, I mean.
2013 isn't season 3?
Yeah.
What about season 3?
I don't know, dude. That's too long ago.
Subtract 4 years.
Yeah, no, it is. That would be season 3 World Champs. Would be SKT T1.
I'm just saying he could be trying to assemble
He could be trying to start it and think maybe if I assemble the entire team, we can win.
Honestly, though, and so with Doublelift being free, potentially rumored, that's actually fairly stacked as it is. If you can get, say, Impact, Xmithy, Mickey, Pole Vaulter, Doublelift.
Yeah. That would be ridiculous.
They'll find a way to fuck it up because it's Team Liquid.
Oh, I mean, it's Team Liquid. He'll probably be like, I gave you guys money to lose, not win. I'm betting against you. Come on.
Honestly, I can see him actually keeping all the contracts, selling the ones that of the players they're not going to start with, and then all of these new orcs that are coming in, they don't have any experience building rosters.
Nope.
They do have deep pockets. So
NBA,
you can imagine that they're just like, oh, this person is good and native NA, cool,
works for me. Here's $500,000.
We say that, but that's
a lot of players. That's legit.
I mean, what else we got? What else happening?
It looks like H2K has parted ways with Prolly and is going to be returning to North America to coach 100 Thieves.
What a terrible name.
It is an awful freaking name. Like, did they give it to, like, their kid?
You can go with, like, just the Thieves or something. Yeah, I guess that's fine, but, like, the 100 Thieves? Just 100 Thieves. What? You don't have 100 people? You don't have 100 players?
I don't understand what that means. Like, are they going to
at least the Warriors are the Golden Guardians. At least that would make sense. Right, Golden State Warriors, Golden Guardians. Like, at least that one works. But...
Oh, it's actually an already a thing. So right. The 100 Thieves is actually, it started as Call of Duty in 2016 by Nadeshot.
Oh yeah, isn't he the owner?
Yeah, he's the founder, at least.
Interestingly, not so
maybe whoever bought that spot bought that team as well.
Interesting enough, Shifter apparently let slip on his stream that he is going to be with Golden Guardians.
Oh. So is Golden Guardians... Oh my god. Is that going to be the new meme stream dream team?
Nah.
Yeah. Dyrus returns to LCS?
Well, so the four teams, according to Twitch chat, you have Choke City. GG's Easy.
GG's Easy, yep.
100 Throws.
100
and
Throws.
Floptic Gaming.
Floptic Gaming. I like it. I like it.
100 Thieves could also be 100 L's.
It could be. Who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows?
Alright. I guess quickly going over the rest. Praying Gorilla free agents. That was interesting. Karsa is leaving LMS.
Sure.
I guess we'll come back to Karsa because people want to talk jungle or whatever.
Yeah.
Ignar is leaving Misfits. I mean, he'll definitely get offers after the World's performance.
Yep.
Marin is not re-signed with the Freaka Freaks.
Okay.
Samsung Galaxy has renewed all of their player contracts, at least the 5 starters.
I can imagine that. I mean, they just won World, so...
Optic is getting some caster for their coach.
A caster? I mean, it doesn't mean they're bad.
I can't pronounce the name.
Zabutin?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like he maybe is Canadian. And he's just like, my name's Zab and I like poutine. Zabutin.
I don't know. Golden Guardians are supposedly getting Loco Doco as a coach. Oh. And Fnatic is should be re-signing Reckless and signing Hillisang.
That's good. Hillisang is he's an ADC, isn't he? Yeah. Support. Yeah, him plus Reckless could be pretty good. I mean, Reckless has proven that even by himself, he's amazing. Like, he doesn't need a specific support to be, a rush hour. He needs a support that knows what they're doing. And Hillisang every time you watch EU and Hillisang is playing, it's like nothing but, what's his name? I forget their freaking names. It's just like, Hillisang has done this and won the game. And it's like, all right, there you go. Well done.
I think that's all the big ones that we've got.
Yeah. I mean, 90% of this is all rumor. So take it with a grain of salt. I guess whatever we say here will be proven tomorrow when free agency runs up and people start signing crap. Like, that's going to be ridiculous. Especially if Team Liquid owns like 90% of free agents. They'll just be like, yo, yeah, we're Bitcoin, bitches.
I can't wait for them to try to buy another org spot. Like, you know what? Can we just buy the org? We'll field 2 teams. We'll pick the best one.
We'll pick the best one.
Oh shit!
Wait, they've already done that. That's literally why you weren't allowed to have sister teams the next year. It was because Team Liquid did that. Let's just butcher one team and put all the good guys on one thing and save them from relegations. Oh man,
I'm actually really interested to see what all the stuff turns out to be tomorrow.
Yeah, man, me too.
As long as we get Afremu.
As long as we keep Afremu, that's all that matters to me.
So, should we talk jungle?
I mean, we can. It's
all right. So
it's one of those things where it's still going to be like Omar's got a continuing contract, though. He did start as
right. So potentially he goes back to the academy team. Otherwise, CLG would need a new jungler, and I've seen a lot of names being tossed out. I guess my personal perspective is I have nothing against Omar. I would be fine if we had Omar as our starting jungler. I thought he was improving, and the situation in which he was put in was a pretty shitty one. You know, it's actually just sink or swim right then and there.
Yeah. Okay. I just have to comment right now. I opened up the 100 Thieves Twitter account because I Googled them, and it's literally 7 tweets, and 3 of those tweets are the dude that founded it in his hoodies and jacket that he has for apparel, sitting in train tracks. It's kind of funny. They have 3/7 of it are that, but they did announce that probably is going to be their coach. I just had to say that. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny. He's looking. We'll see. Okay, so let's get back on it. So Omar was put into a pretty bad situation in terms of, you know, he was replacing Dardoch, who was a seasoned jungler but super ragey, and just a little, and then he's brought into a team that's kind of in a little bit of disarray because they started off really strong and then kind of started to kind of sputter out, and then picked up Omar again. Omar got into the swing of things, and they kind of evened it out for the rest of the split.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I've mentioned that if we're dead set on getting what is going to be considered an upgrade in the jungle, there's a few people which I would think would be worth investing into.
Yeah.
So the first one I see, and this is in no particular order, Nick Smithy.
Yep. I mean, the return of
known
Smithy.
Known talent. You know what you're gonna get,
and the team knows him. Like, there's
we
instant.
We know the highs of the team, the highest that any NA team has ever performed internationally.
Yep.
And we've seen some of the lows as well. So
you know what
known quantity, you know what you're getting, but it'd be a very solid choice.
Yep.
Furthermore, I'd argue that his value has probably never been higher.
No, especially off of kind of the Immortals run. Throughout the split, like, they were dominating once they picked up Smithy. Like, they turned right around.
So, second one I can see Lyra. Now, my one slight caveat to that is that CUG tends to perform with a more supportive control style jungler.
Yeah, Lyra's way more aggressive.
I want to say it was in the interviews. I want to say it was one with Stixay. I'm trying to remember, that may be incorrect, but it was definitely an interview where they mentioned something about how they tried to play a little bit more around Dardoch style, but in the end, it was easier to adopt him as a more Smithy S player with perceived mechanical upgrade.
Yeah.
You know, just a more mechanically talented Smithy, but less on the, controls heavy.
Yeah.
So if that is the style in which they prefer, Lyra is definitely a very aggressive jungler, and he can definitely perform in both, but he seems to excel at carrying the team.
And I think that would be the same for, like, my next choice, which would be Mike Young.
Right.
I mean, there's rumors going on that Mike Young's joining TSM, but I think if CLG wanted an upgrade, I think Mike Young would be a good choice.
So I actually disagree on that one. I think
Okay.
that Mike Young and Omar are actually about the same. I think Mike Young got to shine in a carry-oriented meta for the junglers. Furthermore, on Phoenix 1, he's under pretty much no pressure.
Yeah.
He can do whatever that he wants, and Phoenix 1 wasn't exactly doing that hot anyways.
No.
I mean, sure, he went into Rift Rivals and like, oh, we'll just do whatever. It's not like they're doing anything.
That's true.
And everything was off the back of him just doing crazy stuff.
But I mean, what happens if you put him into a team like CLG where, he can be a little riskier in his plays like he was with Phoenix 1 and has a team that can back him up?
So what happens if you start Omar God from the beginning of the split?
That's true. I mean, we don't know.
Because in the Rhodes video, Omar mentioned that how he climbed specifically playing carry junglers, and he is very much a carry-oriented jungler.
Yep. I think it would be something where we would it's up in the air where
so that's why I said that I don't think that Mike Young is that much better than Omar God. Okay. I think the circumstances let him grow and show his talent and shine.
Yeah.
So again, that's just my personal perspective. Other people would disagree with me, but that's my perspective. I don't think it's enough of an upgrade. So I'm just gonna go down the list, and then I'll probably end it with the one which I would prefer.
Okay.
I mean, I already started with Xmithy, and you know how much I love Xmithy.
Yep.
So that's one. The other names I've seen Moon tossed out a lot. So it's hard to evaluate Moon because the last time we saw Moon, the first time we saw him was, I believe, on NRG, and that team was just a complete mishap. Plus, the styles just didn't match whatsoever.
Yep.
Then you see him with High, and it's really hard for me to judge anyone that plays with High because I'm like, well, why don't we just get High?
Yeah, no, I mean, High is High.
You know what I'm saying?
He's basically like the Afro Moo of mid/jungle.
Well, shot calling in general is the reason why you pick High over anything else.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at Cloud9 2 years ago when, High's like, oh, my wrist hurts, I can't play. And then they crash and burn. He's like, okay, I'll come back.
Right, so I see Moon and I think, well, if you want to get Moon, I'd rather just sign High and put him in jungle and say, fuck it.
Yeah.
I've seen Santorin mentioned once or twice. No. I don't hate the guy. I just don't see any reason to get him.
Or like there's so many other options.
I saw one person mention Svenskeren.
No. Oh God. I think that would be worse
I don't
than
think
Dardoch.
I don't think he's a bad player.
No. I think he's great. But he would be just another Dardoch. Where I think the ego...
In playstyle. In
playstyle.
I think his attitude is significantly better.
Okay. I don't know. I've always... Every time I've heard Svenskeren, my first thought is, okay, he's just going to be,
Racist?
Well, yeah.
You thought that.
Yeah, that. And more just that he was going to be kind of, oh, I'm reformed, and then fall right back into the same habits.
I think that's more of a Dardoch thing.
Yeah.
But I've seen Inori mentioned a couple times, and I guess that's an option. But the problem is people are mentioning all of these carry-oriented junglers, and none of them were really shining in the non-carry jungler meta. A lot of them came through when it was just play Kha'Zix and Rengar. They thought he's broken, and fuck this meta.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what's the meta right now for jungle?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no one knows.
I guess that's true. Like, there hasn't really been a defined meta. It is preseason.
It's preseason. Do whatever you want.
Trying whatever they can figure out. I've played like 3 games and just was like, oh God, this new rune system.
Yeah, so...
Also,
I see all those names, and I don't...
What happened to Warwick? What did they do to Warwick? Wait, okay, go ahead.
Is this the first time you... Is that the first
That's
time
the first time in a long time that I've played new Warwick.
They made him fun.
Sure. Sure. I mean,
Although
maybe it was just the
boring
fact that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting old, boring Warwick.
Old Warwick was boring. I hated it. Look, I still have nightmares about patch 420. Okay, it's an 80 carry man. It was the worst.
Yep.
All right, so I see all those names. I just think like I don't see that many which I perceive to be a huge upgrade over Omar, or in my opinion would be worth it. At least worth the investment when you can just invest in Omar. I think that he's someone who you can continue to raise and mold as a rookie talent, and he's eager to prove himself. So if you really want a known quantity right now, I would say Reignover. He's got that same style as like Smithy.
Yep.
He's a talented player. I mean, Liquid is where you go to make money, not to make your career shine. But
Liquid is where you go to make money before you retire, because after Liquid, no one wants you.
No, that's the thing. Everyone wants you once you leave Liquid, because once you leave Liquid is when you look good.
It's a matter of being able to look good. It's a matter of getting people to look at you after you've left Liquid, and if you can look good after you've left Liquid, then you're set. But if you've been just kind of chilling and doing nothing until you're like, oh well, I guess I'm done with Liquid now. Bye. Oh, no one wants me. Oh.
Nah, it's just a matter of getting sold to another org and then earning a spot.
There you go.
So I think Reignover would actually be a very good choice then. I mentioned I love Xmithy. If people want some, I guess, new blood, then Reignover works in that he has that similar style. He supposedly speaks very good English, so that's not a problem there. We should have the money now to afford his contract, or at least be competitive with it.
I think so.
I would expect so at this point.
I mean, I would give it an expected, but at the same time, we don't really know how much MSG is going to give us.
Let's presume that they can. Let's presume they can make a competitive offer.
Yeah.
I think Reignover is just a logical choice.
He's a good option. I mean, it brings in a Korean. It brings in someone for Huhi to talk to. And
that's the other aspect I wanted to bring is that, people mention, Huhi's been here in NA for a couple of years now, and he speaks English and whatnot. Never discount just how impactful it is having someone who either speaks the same language as you, native language, or has the same culture as you.
Yeah, I mean, having them in-house means that, if those two want to go out and have a Korean day out, they can do that. Whereas, I mean, he could do that, like, his girlfriend is Korean and all that, but, like, you want to go have a boys' night out, Korean style? Because, I mean, that includes a lot of drinking and all that. And, you can go do that if you've got the buddy. And, I mean, I don't doubt that he could do that, already with someone,
with anyone else.
But if it's a
it's
teammate,
just from
it
a
adds
cultural
that bonding
perspective
that you can then you bond as a teammate, not as just friends.
It just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go through in terms of whether it be champions played or I'm thinking back to Xmithy, back when Xmithy was CLG. What sort of champions did he play? What sort of champions did Reignover play? How did they play? The way they approached the game, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just think of all the memes you could do too with Reignover and Huhi. Like, you could just do all the pretty boy memes. Like, they could even start memes. They could be like,
I'm just thinking back. You see, like Huni Lucian. No.
Yeah.
Huhi Lucian. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like you could do great memes. You could do great memes with that. I think that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's just my perspective. If we keep Omar and we were to develop him as a talent, I'd be honestly pretty happy with that. I think he can improve to become a top tier jungler.
Yep.
I think CLG has proven as an org that they've pretty good at spotting talent and raising it, and that was when they had to go for budget options and didn't have money. Now they have money.
Mm-hmm.
I fully expect them to be competing. They have the pieces on paper to do so.
It'd be great.
So, and if we were to go to for say Rain Over and whatnot, I'd be fine too.
Yeah. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah. I believe someone mentioned Maxlore from Misfits. I think Maxlore confirmed on stream that he wasn't going. So.
Okay. I don't even know. I mean, I've heard the name, but
Misfits jungler.
Yeah. Misfits. Just kidding.
Do you want to bring back? We can bring back Dexter. Someone. I mean,
we could. I mean, that'd be cool. Dexter comes back. You know, people could confuse Dexter and me. That'd be awesome.
All right. I think we're done.
Yeah. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a pretty good long one. Lots of good talk on the League of Legends as well. We want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. We are the CLG Faithful Podcast. We are a weekly podcast that goes over all things CLG. If you enjoy what we do, then please do take a minute to follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, or give us a rating on iTunes and Google Play. We really love getting feedback, so you can send us your thoughts over at clgfaithful@gmail.com. Thank you guys very much for listening all the way to the end. If you have done that, that's pretty cool of you. I am Artrin.
I'm the Ferris.
Peace out.
See ya.